In 2021, the whole footballing world and every footballing fan united for the first time in, let's be honest, probably forever. They were all against the proposal of the Super League. Countless amount of protests were staged by fans of all levels, and eventually every club that said they would join the Super League had to retract their statements, and it honestly probably took longer than I expected for fans to get over even the thought of our club joining it, with some fans even still upset with the owners to this day. And as soon as football kind of just moved on from the prospect of the Super League, it's all come back in a big way. But why has this happened, and will this still not work? Well, that's what we'll be talking about today. So what's going on, everyone? You're listening to Back of the Net. I hope you're all doing well. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, yesterday, after more struggle from Florentino Perez to push the Super League into football, yesterday the European Court of Justice ruled that UEFA and FIFA had acted against competition law when they blocked the formation of the Super League, which, if you know anything about business, I suppose you can see that makes sense. But despite the European Court of Justice ruling in favor of the Super League, Real Madrid and Barcelona are the only two clubs that have officially pledged their allegiance this time around to the Super League, which I suppose is a huge relief to us footballing fans. I'm sure a lot of fans were ready to go and protest all over again. Now, as a whole, this time around, I don't really mind the structure that the Super League will take, especially with the dreaded revamp of the Champions League coming next year, which apparently might be abandoned and they might just actually stick with the group stages, which would be perfect. But as a whole, I don't mind the structure of the Super League. There's 64 teams with 3 divisions, being the Star, the Gold and the Blue, with promotions and relegations, 14 games each season per team, 7 at home, 7 away. It's an open competition, 2 phases, the league and the playoffs, which is essentially quarterfinals, semifinals and stuff. So I don't mind it. Does that mean I want to see the Super League? No, I prefer the Champions League. But again, like I said, with the whole reformation of the Champions League going into like a league format, it's not much different from the Super League. Now, with the minimal amount of games, you'd expect the Super League to run alongside the league season, just like the Champions League with the Europa League and the Conference League and all that. So originally, when the Super League was brought about, I think it was essentially going to be taking place of like the Premier League and La Liga, because I remember it was going to be 20 teams in the Super League and they didn't have relegation or something like that. Or I mean, at least that's what we were led to believe. Now, Real Madrid and Barcelona are clearly tired of the monopoly that is UEFA, which I understand to a degree, but I mean, football is a sport built on heritage, and UEFA have deserved the right to be that monopoly, I suppose you could say. The Premier Leagues deserve the right to be the monopoly of football in England, and so on and so forth. I think the problem that Real Madrid and Barcelona have is that UEFA gives such a little amount back to the clubs competing in the competition, and most of it goes off to paying the officials, which I suppose, surprise, surprise, corruption in football. I mean, look at FIFA, look at UEFA, surprise, surprise. But I get it to a degree. I get them being tired of the monopoly, but like I said, UEFA have kind of deserved it. Football is a sport built on heritage, and UEFA has been part of football and heritage for time now. And with so much change recently in football, would it kill a company or a club like Real Madrid or Barcelona to just keep it the same for a bit? I mean, VAR, and then it's the stoppage time add-ons, and then it's a countless amount. FIFA is changing the way the World Cup is going to run. FIFA is changing the way a Club World Cup is going to be running. Can we just keep it the same for a little bit? Everyone loves the Champions League, and nothing is the same as a group stage game in the Champions League or knockout games in the Champions League. There's no need for a Super League, and there's no need to change the Champions League. Please, I am dreading going into a league format in the Champions League. Us footballing fans are pretty stubborn when it comes to our sport, and this constant change is, let's be honest, it's killing the soul of football. Football is a business, I get it. It's a sport, but it's also a business, so it makes sense. But at this moment in time, they are killing the soul of football. And as a football content creator, it's really hurting me making a video like this. All I want to do is I want to be talking about teams and how they're doing in their league seasons or the Champions League or whatever the case is. I don't want to be talking about something like this. Again, I don't mind the Super League and the structure of the Super League. And with this new proposal proposal apparently making UEFA second guess scrapping the group stage. I suppose it isn't all that bad, the second proposal, but I mean, I guess a positive from this is thankfully tons and tons of clubs and leagues have come out and said that they will not be participating in the Super League, which should basically kill the idea as a whole of the Super League. But if you know anything about Florentino Perez, he isn't going to quit anytime soon. It's probably going to drag on and on and on. As long as clubs and leagues keep rejecting the idea of the Super League, I don't see how it can last much longer. But I know this video is basically me talking about the Super League, but again, I just want UEFA to keep the Champions League the same. So much has changed in football. Can we just keep some things? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Can we just keep some things the same? The Champions League is the greatest footballing competition probably outside of the World Cup, and there's no need to change it. But yeah guys, that's the video. Let me know in the comments what do you guys think about the Super League. What do you guys think about the Super League structure? Do you think the Super League will ever take off? Let me know in the comments below. Please be sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.